And it's Tuesday, we're back for back day. So we went up with the can of tomatoes and the barbell row. Reps about the same, except for I went a little bit lower on the first set, but still got about 6. So overall, pretty satisfied. If I'm able to go up in weight and maintain a similar rep range, obviously that's progress. So even if that progress is just a can of tomatoes on either side, that's still progress, right? Because a can of tomatoes, it's still weight. I mean, if you think about it, that 45-pound plate there is just a bunch of cans of tomatoes added together, right? So form looks good, no complaints. Moving on. So we're doing some pull-ups today afterwards, like we usually do. I have the weighted backpack, 20 pounds there. We're going to keep the form as tight as possible. Try and come all the way down before going back up. Really try to drive the elbows into the floor. That's going to get you proper engagement in your back. Form looks pretty good. And after we finish with the weighted, we're going to drop the weight and then do a quick cool down, shake it off, and then do a easier progression, right? Drop the weight, do a few more reps, and do as many as we can. And once we can't do any more, drop the progression again by adding help in the form of a resistance band. By tucking the resistance band under our feet, I did a quick measurement. This takes about 50 pounds away at the bottom. So we helps us get over the hump and get a few more ranges, a few more reps in with a good range of motion. So that's what we're looking for. And once we can't do any more there, we're gonna do this for a few sets and then move on to the next exercise. So we're gonna come over to the rings. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an L-sit hold. So we're gonna pull up and not quite 90 degrees. Pretty tough. Like I said, we kind of got the 90 degrees right at the peak, but not able to hold it there. So maybe we'll try to hit that this year, in the coming year, 2021. So, but we just try to hold that as long as we can. It's a pretty tough position for me to hold. It's just not really something I do a lot. So after we do the hold, we're just going to do some raises, and the raises look pretty decent. The raises look like they're able to get to about 90 degrees or just thereabout. So that's a good sign, and hopefully we'll see some progress there. Once we do some straight leg raises, we're gonna shake it off real quick and then go ahead and do some knees tucked raises. Here we're gonna try and really get our legs up. Try to get our knees up. Try to get our knees up to our elbows. Come back down. Don't sway too much. So I did it with a dumbbell in the past. Now I'm trying to do it with a little bit higher range of motion. So just different ways to up the intensity, just to keep it a little bit more fresh, instead of doing the same thing over and over. And then the last exercise we're going to finish off here is a scapular pull-up, which is just hanging from the rings and then kind of depressing our shoulders and kind of bringing our chest up to kind of work on the first part of the pull-up movement. So pretty low intensity exercise, but by the time we get to the end of that series, it's pretty damn tough. So it's a good way to finish it off. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and set up our resistance band pull down, straight arm scapular pull downs. Here we want to keep our arms straight, as the title of the exercise suggests. Try to imagine breaking this bar in half to really feel proper engagement in the lower back and the lats. If you bend your arms, then this is going to be like a tricep extension. So if you keep your arms straight, then you're going to really feel it in your core and your lower back. So form, super important. From there, we're going to go on to some face pulls. Good exercise for the back and the rear delts, shoulders a little bit. So important things to note is to anchor the weight a point above your head. and then pull leading with your wrists and hands instead of your elbows to your face. And that's going to let you feel it in your shoulders. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and finish off with some bicep exercises. Just going to do some bicep curls. So we're just gonna do as many as we can. I don't worry too much about the reps because it's towards the end of the exercise. Like if I'm able to do the same number of reps after doing heavier weight previously in the routine, that's still progress. So you don't have to progress in every single exercise. And then we finish it off with some bicep curls, the resistance band here. I'm contemplating using the barbell to do some curls. A little bit more traditional, but I have to walk all the way to the barbell. So probably not going to see that in the future anytime soon, but one day maybe. But that's going to wrap up our back and bicep exercises. So we're just going to go ahead and do our ab routine to finish off the day like we usually do. We're going to do some resistance band pull downs. Usually my abs are pretty tired, so you see me dropping that red band right away. I think you see that in the past few weeks too. So I think just doing the leg raises and on the rings is pretty tough. So I think that might be why it's a little bit more difficult on Tuesdays. But we're going to do, after the pull downs, we're going to do some kneeling pedal off presses. So we'll keep our form as tight as we can here, going straight up and down. Our form is a straight line, we're pushing straight out, so it looks pretty good. Yeah, you want to hold this form as best you can, pushing straight out. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we're gonna do the other side. Same thing. Looking at it from the back, you see the form is pretty rigid. Only thing moving here is the arms. So really the difficulty in this exercise is keeping your torso and your body static as your arms extend and increase that load on that rotational force on your core. So great exercise, love it. And then we're gonna finish off here with just a leg raise on the floor here, just working on our hip flexors for that L-sit type ab exercise. So that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna hold this for about a minute and a half or so and go through a few reps. But that's gonna wrap up our exercise for the day. Appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to get a daily reminder for your workout. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Appreciate it.